All right, StreamYard. We are live. Living and thriving. Let's wait till we get some folks in here connected to the show. We got 0.0 right now. StreamYard was being a little finicky earlier, I was trying to get on live and it was telling me that they were too busy. That's the story of my life. Too busy, apparently. We got one in the house. What's up? Welcome. We are going to be talking about what's going on in the world of my knee. Yeah. Met the surgeon today. Well, that was great. Not so much. We got 3 in the house. All right. Yeah. Let's throw up this lovely picture of my knee implant. Yeah. So amazingly not good. So we've got 7 people in the house. I got the StreamYard up there in the comments. So, if anyone wants to chat on in, chime on in, the comment is on the screen. If someone wants to come in. So, it was not exciting to talk to my surgeon today. Um, he said it wasn't super critical, but when he looked at it from where it was in March versus that image right there, which was about 2-3 weeks ago, it had noticeably moved quite a bit from. I don't know if you can see my. You might not be able to see my. Let's do it over here. Can you see my mouse? I can't. Nope, my mouse is not showing up there. But it wasn't as close to the bone as what it is now. And so my surgeon is concerned that it can break through um, or build up some, extra bone along the side. But if it's moving too fast, faster than what it can do, then we're kind of screwed if it pokes through. Now, when I say screwed, he did take off the board having an amputation. So, that was awesome. Uh, But I think this is going to screw up my entire NFL season, unfortunately. And I'll have to be watching from home on the couch with the 100-inch TV for the second straight year for a large majority of the season, at minimum. And only because I had my surgery last year on July 23rd, on my 54th birthday around the sun. That was awesome. Good birthday present. Um, but we're already a couple week and a half 2 weeks into August, and here we are. We are sitting here on, what is it, August 10th, August 9th, 10th. I don't even know what day it is. I think it's the 10th because I have new employees showing up today. So yeah, August 10th, and we haven't scheduled the surgery yet. I'm not on his calendar to do it next week, so he only does these surgeries on Wednesdays, um, days that end in Y, probably for me. But yeah, so here we are. We are we are at the point where something needs to be done, unfortunately, and I'm not super excited about that. I'm gonna send this little link to JLR, see if we can maybe get JLR on here. I don't know if he's still streaming or what. Um, he did wish me some well wishes today on this. So, shoot, no, don't click it. I want to copy. Come on. I'm gonna copy the link. There we go. Copy link. There we are. I'm gonna send this over to Mr. JLR, and we're gonna see what happens. See if he is. He might be streaming, so um, we'll temper. I don't expect him to show up, but he's been a really good friend through all of this, and he's been you know he's been a supporter of not only my channel but as everything's transpired with the Nancy Guthrie updates. I've also, I've become friends with him, and everything that's going on with Ted has really kind of puts life in perspective, to say the least. So we'll see if he has the time to come on by, and if he does, then, but I think he might actually be streaming right now. So because I know there was a lot of stuff going on today. Let's see if he's got a live rolling right now. He might. It's so much easier just to go this way. JLRs. Oh yeah, he's still going, so he's not gonna probably show up for this because he's still talking about the Chicago shootings today. So he's a little busy. Like everybody, this whole world is busy because it's like there's so much going on, so much crap in the world. We want to get, everybody. We all want answers for Nancy Guthrie for sure. That's a big one. And my work here is gonna take a little vacation apparently. Wasn't yeah. So I wasn't. At this point, I'm numb to the fact that I might have to have surgery because it definitely sucks. It's not a fun recovery. I could probably do physical therapy. Don't have to go to physical therapy and pay for that. I could probably just do that on my own at home because it's I've done it so. I've gone to physical therapy for this probably enough to be a licensed physical therapist, unfortunately, and everything that they do. I have a lot of that stuff here at home. I have a TENS device. I've got some of the stuff that you put your legs in, and it kind of pushes all of the fluids that your legs will collect and gets it out of there. I've got way too much stuff going on with this, so this was not expected. And one of the reasons why I think I need to do the surgery sooner rather than later, and I understand what the doctor's point is because it looks like it's going to protrude through the bone. It actually looks like it's eating away at the bone. If you look at the tip, he's got to go in there, and it's really a lot like construction. I've been watching a lot of Homes on Homes recently, and the foundation gave out in here. That all that white part around it is the cement. Now that cement used to be all the way around, so it's like the cement failed for whatever reason, and he's going to dig deeper and put a longer piling in, and kind of basically drill out all the way down to the bottom of that, and maybe even into the dark parts below. And put a deeper, wider piling in there so it can't move in the bone like it did. Still, obviously, has to be cemented in, but the cement probably won't be, it won't have the pressure on it that it does where it is now. Because every step I take, and I'm not a small dude, I'm 6 foot, 260-ish pounds. That's a lot of weight to put on one thing. Now this metal device that's in here has been in here for 2 years. And so the surgery that I had last year was really just to get rid of an infection. And, he swapped out on top of there's a couple of plastic pads. There's one on the top insert and one on the bottom piece of metal. Because there is a large piece of metal in my femur as well, but there is, he's so there is, metal in both sides, but it's still, that's a lot of weight to put on, that small little joint, realistically. So, Wanda St. Clair, thank you here. Well, thank you for the prayers. They are definitely going to be needed. The one thing that he did say that kind of was reassuring is, he is there. He is not thinking amputation one iota, one bit, not at all. I am the 1%. I don't think he's ever seen anything this bad before, or to this extent. But I definitely don't think he said. I think he said he hasn't had to do that many surgeries on someone before. But he did say that if I got to replace that bone with metal, I could do that. They have the capability to have a titanium bone replacement. So, if it, I don't think it'll ever. I hope it doesn't ever come to that. But if they drill a piling long enough, you basically will have you know a metal rod, way down into your leg. It is kind of weird. So I do set off uh, the screeners when you go through the TSA security checks at the airport. I always tell them up front, hey, I got metal in my knee, and so you go to the other screening device. This time when I was coming home from Salt Lake City a couple weekends ago, um, it it actually it set it off, and he wanded on my knee, and of course there's titanium in there's metal, and so the wand goes off, and I wear a compression sleeve on my knee, around my knee, and he goes, I'm gonna have to send that through the scanner. I'm like, why don't we just slide it down the leg, and you can wand my knee without the sleeve there, and we can rule out the sleeve. He was like, no, my security protocols, we have to send it through the scanner. So I sat down, took it off, and he ran it through the scanner and gave it back to me, and then, you know, put it back on and went to go sit in the Amex lounge and have a little cocktail before flying. Um, so this has been the gift that keeps on giving to the surgeon, I guess. You think they'd give you like referral discounts or frequent flyer discounts on, have a fifth knee surgery. The fifth one's free. Go through four, buy five. I don't know. They're not cheap. Thank God for having short-term disability, but I would bet that MetLife probably has a target on my back, and like, you're back again. This is ridiculous. It is ridiculous, and yes, I am back again. So Blue Cross Blue Shield probably hates me. So they probably got a class one hit on me too. I've got probably a bullseye on my back with both insurance and short term disability, FMLA. So I don't know. I'm really good at filling out that paperwork though, because I have been doing it. Did it twice in 1 year. That was awesome. But you only get 10 weeks every calendar year. Come to find out. So learned that little fun factoid when I was back in 2023, no 2024. So that was when I had a surgery in March and then July. Um, and then we've been on the July kick. I did, at least this one I made over 2 years without an issue. Before the implant gave out. And it's probably because I'm young enough and I'm active and I walk a lot. Even at work, I walk a lot because our buildings are enormous, and so it's when you get the old come by from the boss man, you gotta go, and so or you got meetings in a conference room in another building, and so you gotta walk. So you can't get out of that. I'm not in my 70s, so I'm not retired sitting on the couch just collecting dust. I'm actually doing well. I do collect dust because woodworking is not. It's very dusty work. So yeah, I wasn't expecting this. And like I said, it's probably going to screw up my football season for tailgates because if I have to do this, it's probably going to be either late August, early September. I got to call the scheduler and just kind of figure some stuff out and see when, I'm not trying to do this early, but, and I really hate the fact that, I'm going to have to be out of work for 10 weeks this time, being number 5, and they're going to dig deeper in there. So um, there's gonna be a lot of boredom because the first you know the first 6 weeks you can't lift anything. So my woodworking, I need to get that table done. The dining room table needs to get worked on stat. Um, because I won't be able to lift anything, and those slabs of walnut are not light at all. And so I don't know if you guys saw my short. There's a short on my channel. Um, kind of the next project. You can see the size of the slabs. I think they're about 8 feet long, 9 feet long. Not quite 10 because they didn't touch the ceiling when I stood them straight up. Um, but I'm going to turn those into a river epoxy dining room table for the house. So because we do not have a dining room table right now, we've got it's just bare floor. We do have some seats we can sit uh, at the island, but uh, we do not have a dining room table. And because I was gonna make one, and then poof, you get hit by the surgery, you know, doc bug. I feel like I don't know if you guys remember the Terry Tate videos and the Office linebacker. Felt like Terry Tate rolled through and just clotheslined me like Sophie Cunningham last night, getting clotheslined on a layup. So hopefully you know, this is gonna be an interesting time. So I'll probably keep this live a little short. Um, when I get in touch with the scheduler, we'll definitely kind of I'll have a live for that for sure. Uh, Nancy Guthrie route, absolutely nothing at the neighbors. That's for sure. There was nobody there. I actually went by in the morning and in the afternoon. Just it's like you want to see dust. There's dust collecting on that house. The only thing that doesn't have dust is their pool, since they got a pool guy coming. But he was only coming like once a month, so that pool might be green. Who knows? Uh, and not swimmable. So I think we're getting a pretty good thunderstorm too. I heard some lightning going on. Let's see what we got for radar. Ooh, it looks like it already pushed through the neighborhood. That was fast. Oh my gosh. So that was quick and done. Uh, so looks like it might be through, but we've been getting some really really hard storms the last couple of weeks. Phoenix got pounded last night. I think it was Thursday last week. Actually, it was Wednesday last week. Um, the south side of Tucson got nailed hard. One of my employees sent me a picture. Tree fell on his house, and it wasn't even his tree. It was the neighbor's tree. So it was crazy to think. Um, he he actually got it. He's but the neighbors were renters, so they weren't definitely taking care of it. Turns out the owner of the property did get in touch with him, and is going to do the right thing. Thank God, because my daughter had a tree fall into her yard from the house behind them, and it screwed up the wall that was in between the property. And that weirdo was like, "You should pay half." I'm like, "It's your freaking tree. What are you doing? What do you mean pay half?" So, Mark the Shark is in town. Right on. I gotta get in contact with him. That would be, yeah. He's a really cool guy. Yeah, so it's raining where he is. I think we're going to be getting a lot of storms here rolling through uh, in the next few hours because it's there were some big buildups, that you could see in the distance when I was driving home tonight. So um, we're gonna probably call it a night. This will be a short one. I just wanted to let everyone know kind of what the spiel was, and what the doctor said. Surgery number 5. I wish it was Mambo number 5, but it is not. We won't be singing deep, 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 deep. But I might be singing that one when they put me down in the in the OR. So we'll in the operating room. So oh, it looks like JLR is coming back to Tucson. Tucson John is gonna be coming back. So that'll be great. He's deeply missed in this parts. I know, following the JLR Army, they really, everybody's saying you got to get back to Tucson, John. Get back to Tucson. So Tucson John is hopefully coming back. I know he did say he wants to take us all out to uh, for some good Mexican food, and yes, so and yeah, my health is the most important thing right now. It's definitely, put it in perspective. It's way more important than football, and that's, football is there once every year. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. Uh, so I'm gonna do the adult thing, and put my health before my football fandom. That's for sure. I can cheer from the sidelines. There's plenty of players that have to do that uh, when they're on IR. So there's a fan IR too, I guess. So we'll get there, and just got to get this thing fixed, and fixed for the last time. So, but my surgeon is going to do it. He's going to make it right, and we're gonna definitely get there, uh, and get this thing done and over with, because 5 is enough. Well, I'm not going to compete with the 8 is enough TV show from back in the day. 5 is enough for this. That's for sure. We want to nip this in the bud and stop having the yearly surgery party. So, all right, I'm going to wrap it up right there. Thank you, everyone, for joining live. It's been fantastic, y'all. So, thank you guys for showing up. It's been a journey, but we're gonna continue on with this journey, and we're gonna keep moving strong. Thank you, Thank y'all.